All right, we're going to learn about EQ today on the Yamaha LS9-32. Just want to show you how this works. Right here, you have your EQ line. This just represents the volume for all the different notes that you have. Going higher on that turns the volume up, lower on that turns the volume down by approximately, it'll tell you here, plus 20 decibels, negative 20 decibels. Right here is your attenuation. This is after the EQ changes. You can turn it up using the attenuation. Here's the frequency that your high pass filter cuts in at. If you move over to your high pass filter and press enter, it'll turn that on, and then you can change the frequency using this right here. Turning off it again. Here is the general overall on for the EQ. And then here is your low, mid, and high EQ. And they are fully parametric, which means that you can select any frequency with any of them. First of all, you have your Q, which is how wide or shallow the peak of your EQ is. For instance, turning up the gain at a frequency of 106 hertz, and you have a Q of 10 is a very, very low Q. Note that the peak is very, very wide. If you sharpen the peak or raise the Q, it will affect a much smaller area of frequencies until you get to about 10. Also, for the low, you have a low cut option. If you push this in, this will turn to a low cut or boost. You can change the gain and the frequency to cut off, but you can't change the Q on this one. Quick shortcut to change that back, push in the Q, turn it, and it will turn back into a EQ. Push it again, push it in, and turn it. It'll turn back into a low shelf. Next, your low mid here, you can change gain, frequency, and Q for this one as well. A quick reset option is to hit the Q and the gain button, push them in together, and it will reset that. Finally, on your high, you have a high shelf feature. It can move it up or down, cut or boost, and then you have a cutoff feature as well. Note this turns into an off, turn it on, and it will cut it off at the selected frequency. Finally, in order to flatten, you hit this right here as we zoom in. Hit the flat and it will flatten it. Also, you have a library of stored EQs. Then you have your copy and paste functions, and finally a compare button, which will switch the copied EQ value in the memory with the one that you have there so you can compare it.